Hey everybody, I'm Lou Mongello, author of the Walt Disney World trivia books and the audio guides to Walt Disney World, publisher of Celebrations Magazine, and host of the WDW Radio show over at WDWRadio.com. Welcome to this week's WDW Newscast. Today is December 1st. Be sure to join us every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern at WDWNewsCast.com for a live, interactive news show covering the Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. You can be a part of the broadcast and the discussion and talk about the news real time right in the chat room. But if you can't make it, that's okay. I record every newscast and you can watch the entire show right on YouTube on the WDW Radio channel over at youtube.com/WDW Radio. And there you can continue the conversation by commenting on the video. I will do the same so we can continue to talk about the news and some of the rumors that way. You can find out about upcoming shows and some breaking news as it happens by following me on Twitter. I'm twitter.com/Lou Mongello, or by joining the WDW Radio Facebook page at facebook.com/WDW Radio. Okay, with that out of the way, it's been a relatively quiet week in Walt Disney World news, but the focus this week is on special events because the holidays are in full swing at Walt Disney World. And the Candlelight Processional has returned to Epcot with a lineup of 12 celebrity narrators that retell the Christmas story. It started on November 26th. It continues on to December 30th over at the America Gardens Theater in Epcot. This beautiful presentation that happens every night is accompanied by a mass choir and a 50-piece live orchestra. It takes place at 5, 6:45, and 8:15 p.m. Many times the people who are in the choir are actually Walt Disney World cast members. The performances are free. It's included with your admission to Epcot. And you can also book dining packages because these concerts do get very, very crowded, very, very fast. The lines do form very early. And there's actually two different types. There's lunch and dinner packages. Lunch packages range from $32.99 to $51.99 for adults, $12 to $17.99 for kids. Restaurants include Beer Garden, Rose and Crown, Le Cellier, Coral Reef, Nine Dragons, San Anel, Marrakesh Tepet Edo, Chefs de France, Tutto Italia, and Tokyo Dining. Dinner packages range from $46.99 to $61.99 for kids, $15 to $23.99. Again, for the most part, those same restaurants participate. Those give you a chance to attend your lunch or dinner and then you can bypass the lines and sort of have reserved seating for the Candlelight Processional. A big draw and a big part of it are the celebrity narrators. This year we have some returning old favorites as well as some new ones. They perform the annual reading of the Nativity, the Christmas story, performed with the choir. And as of right now, because it's always subject to change, this is this year's celebrity lineup. Starting December 1st is John, I'm Mr. Peterman from Seinfeld, O'Hurley. December 2nd through the 4th is Corbin, The Real Practice of Law is Nothing Like LA Law, Burnson. December 5th through the 6th is Susan, I Miss Super Soap Weekends, Lucci. December 7th and through the 9th is Jody, Look at This Stuff, Isn't It Neat? Oh, by the way, I'm Ariel Benson. December 10th and 11th is Whoopi, Sister Act Goldberg. December 12th through the 15th is Stephen Curtis Chapman. December 16th through the 18th is Thomas, I'm Greg from Dharma and Greg Gibson. December 19th through the 21st, Trace, Ladies Love Country Boys Adkins. That's all I could Google. December 22nd through the 23rd, Brad, You Can Hear Me Entangled Garrett. December 24th through the 27th, very popular, Edward James, I'm Commander Adama Olmos. And December 28th through the 30th is Marley Dancing with the Stars Matlin. So I want to ask you guys who are in the chat room and see who are talking about some of your favorites. Do you guys make it a point to go to the Candlelight Processional if you happen to attend during the holidays? I know for some people it is a must-do, sometimes more than once. And if so, if you go once, do you go back for other celebrity narrators? Because each adds their own personal touch and spin to the performances. Obviously, the choirs are different as well. Do you go back? Some people are saying that they would love to go. Some people say they're going just for the Candlelight Processional. Great way to get in gear for the holidays. Would love to see Stephen Curtis Chapman. Would love to hear them all. I do have friends that make sure that they do go back on a couple of occasions other people who actually plan their trip sometimes around who they want to go and see because they may want to hear Stephen Curtis Chapman or Whoopi Goldberg, whoever it is. And I think a lot of people like the fact that this is not a paid event. It is included with your admission to Epcot. Again, that's part of the reason why, especially some nights, very, very busy, and also why there are 3 performances a night. What I also want to do is ask you, do you do or have you done the lunch or dinner package? And if so, have you found it valuable? Do you find the time that you save by having the lunch or dinner package valuable and worth the price? Certainly you're getting your lunch or dinner as well. Some people are saying that they did the dinner package. Asking what time is best really depends on your schedule. I do know some people like to do the lunch package because it's cheaper and then go to the 5 o'clock show, and then it still gives you the rest of the night in Epcot as well. It also gives you a chance to make sure you get a good spot for illuminations later on. It's not a time factor, it's a seat factor. The prices, again, of the dinner packages range, again, depending on where you go, from $46.99 to $61.99 per adult, $15.99 to $23.99 per child. Again, restaurants include Beer Garden in Germany, the Garden Grill in Future World, Rose and Crown in the UK, Le Cellier in Canada, Coral Reef over at the Seas, Nine Dragons in China, San Angel Inn, Restaurant Marrakesh, Teppan Edo and Tokyo Dining, Chefs de France, and Tutto Italia. So again, depending on how you use it, it could be a great value, again, because of the meal you get. Some people are saying the package is the way to go, again, because those lines do get very, very long. Again, I'd love to continue this some more in the comments section over in the video in YouTube. Again, I said this was about special events in Walt Disney World, and the 2011 Walt Disney World Marathon events are full or almost full. So if you're thinking about participating in any of these races, now is the time to sign up, because between January 7th and 9th, 2011, there are a variety of races throughout Walt Disney World. There's the Disney Family Fun Run on Friday, January 7th at 7 a.m. There's the Mickey Mile, that's also on Friday at 12:30. Those are over at Epcot and Wide World of Sports. Over at Friday and Saturday, there's also the Mickey Marathon Kids Fest. So if you have kids who are ages 13 and under, they can participate as well. From 12 months and under, there's a diaper dash for crawlers. There's a 100-meter dash for 1 to 3-year-olds, going up to 7 and 8-year-olds. And then they can all run 13 or under in the Mickey Mile on Friday, January 7th. The rest of the weekend, on Saturday, is the half marathon. That starts at 5:40 a.m. in Epcot, and the full marathon is Sunday, January 9th, 2011 at 5:40 a.m. They're doing something additional this year called Marathon Monday, which allows all registered participants who complete the full marathon on Sunday to get a complimentary admission into a Walt Disney World theme park the day after the race. So on Monday, January 10th, if you complete the full marathon, you get free admission into a Walt Disney World theme park. There's also going to be, quote, special opportunities for marathon participants to be recognized in the parks all day long. I would love to see that. So my questions to you in the chat room is, have you ever attended? Have you ever attended the Walt Disney World half or full marathon, either as a runner or as a spectator? Because I've talked on the show in the past about amazing experiences that I had personally, both when I ran the half marathon in 2008 and then coming back in 2009, 2010 as a cheerer, as somebody who was spectating and cheering on those who were running. And if you've ever considered it, it's an incredible personal and group experience. And for me, having been to Walt Disney World hundreds of times, it was something that for me was one of the greatest experiences I ever had there, because you see the parks in such a different way. And of course, when you finish, it's that sense of personal accomplishment. Some people are saying they would like to do the cheering thing. They're looking forward to being a spectator for the first time this year. Yes, it actually did snow on Main Street, not the fake Snoopy snow, but it actually snowed and sleeted and hailed. And for those people who were running in that cold, it was so encouraging for them to see so many people lining the course as we did. So some of you commented before, I'm wearing my WDW Radio running team shirt. This year we've actually put together a formal WDW Radio running team. I'm going to link in this week's show notes. I'm also going to link in the comments section in the YouTube video to find out how you can be a part of the WDW Radio running team. If you're a runner, it affords you an opportunity to get one of these snazzy shirts. be part of the team. There's going to be a blog post and a Facebook page where we'll sort of help you along through the training process, give you tips and some advice. We're also going to have a meetup the weekend of Marathon Weekend. And all we ask, in addition to the cost of the shirt and some other stuff we're going to send you, is to commit a $100 donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of America through our Dream Team project, which I started years ago to raise money so we can send children with serious illnesses and their families to Walt Disney World, give them a sense of some of that Disney magic that we enjoy and appreciate so much. Again, I'll put information about the Dream Team project and the running team both at WDWRadio.com. You can go to dreamteamproject.org, and of course, I'll also put it in the comments section. I see some people saying that they're going to try for the 2012 team. They're going to look. They're going to try and come for 2011, even as a spectator, which is a great way to sort of get introduced to what the weekend is about, because these really become, Marathon Weekend has become a destination weekend. There's 40,000 runners, there's 40,000 spectators as well, and it's really become really more about the running itself and those few hours in the marathon, and by few, for me, it's usually a lot longer, the few hours in the marathon that it takes. There's a lot to it, and again, when you see other people walking around with that medal, it really gives you a great feeling no matter how tired you may be, and I'm sincere when I say it, that if I could do it with very little training that I did and my very, very short little legs, anybody can do the half marathon. And again, I invite you to go back and listen to some old shows. Yes, there's a Facebook page. I'll link to it again. Disney Daddy says, Marathon Weekend was one of my favorite trips to Walt Disney World. I know how many times you've been there, so that's saying a lot. Some people want to do the Disneyland Marathon. You can actually get a coast-to-coast medal as well. So there's lots of great opportunities. The cheering from the cast members and the volunteers, you're right, is spectacular. Beth in Michigan. So a lot of these people are saying that it's a great experience both on an individual level, on a group level, whether you're running, whether you're cheering, just supporting people. Even if you don't know people who are running, when you see them go by and you say their names that you see on their bibs, I can tell you from a runner perspective how much that means. So I would love to hear more in the comment section about your thoughts about going down to visit, or maybe it's something you didn't even know about. You never even thought about going down for Marathon Weekend, but I'm telling you, even if you're not an athlete, it's a great way to go down and experience Walt Disney World in a completely different way. And for those people who are saying there, yes, you can walk it. You only need to keep a 16-minute mile pace. And if you walk, maybe run a little bit or do a fast walk, I'm telling you, you can do it. So again, I'd love to hear more. And again, I'm going to link to all the marathon stuff in the show notes and over on the YouTube channel as well. Speaking of special event weekends, ESPN The Weekend, another special event that's been going on for years, has confirmed their dates for 2011. It's now March 3rd through March 6th. It's moved back just a little bit. It usually took place in February. They did move it back a little bit. It takes place over at Disney's Hollywood Studios and ESPN Wide World of Sports. It's presented by Dick's Sporting Goods and includes an interactive sports zone where you can get in, get a chance to toss a football, see how fast you can throw a baseball. There's tennis clinics, there's fishing, there's something kind of for everybody there. There's fan Q&A with athletes, celebrity game shows, athlete motorcades every day, a lot of live telecasts. This is one of the big draws. A lot of live broadcasts. Mike and Mike in the morning are going to be there. NFL Live, First Take, Baseball Tonight, and more. An early list of celebrity athlete attendees include Chad Ochocinco, Johnson to you and me, Kurt Schilling, Anquan Bolden, and Brandon, I promise not to fumble the ball anymore because I'm a giant fan, Jacobs. So with this, again, I want to ask you guys, is ESPN The Weekend something that, especially if you're a sports fan, that you make it sort of a destination trip to go to? Again, because it's so much different than a normal Walt Disney World vacation, because there's a lot of things to do outside the parks, over at Wide World of Sports, a lot of things to see beyond just attractions and shows. The main stage at Disney's Hollywood Studios, or where a lot of the broadcast takes place. Again, all these things are free, including the interactive sports exhibit. I think I posted a video from that from last year. A lot of cool things. Again, if you are a sports fan, it's a great time to go and get a chance to meet some of your favorite athletes. Some people are going to go because it's right after the WDW Radio cruise, which actually comes in right around that time. All the ESPN thing happened, again, over at Disney's Hollywood Studios and Wide World of Sports. Most of the things really happen at Hollywood Studios, and again, are included with their price of admission. They set up an entire sports zone over sort of behind in a closed-off backstage area by Tower of Terror. And again, there's fishing, football, tennis, basketball, baseball, a lot of different ways to sort of try and learn as you go along. There's things for kids as well as adults. There were people from the Orlando Magic there last year, cheerleaders last year. So it is not Auburn Night 1095. It is not anything extra for the stuff over at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So the other thing I want to know is, if you don't go, do you try and avoid the studios? Are you afraid to say, look, I don't want to sort of be a part of it. I'm not a sports fan. Do you try and stay away from the studios that day? Because most of the stuff really takes place in the Central Plaza and off to the side, off Sunset Boulevard. So it doesn't really interfere or sort of bleed over, much like Star Wars weekends, doesn't bleed over into other sections of the parks. On a more general scale, with things like Marathon Weekend, with ESPN The Weekend, even Star Wars weekends, do you like these themed events? Are these things that you would look forward to going to? Would you make a special trip out to go and see? Is it something that you've gone to in the past? So I know some people that go solo because they say, hey, my wife, my kids aren't into the sports and I'm into Star Wars, dare I say, and they like actually going alone because it's a great way to meet, again, like-minded fans. Little Fairy 24 loves these themed events. Star Wars Weekend is great for people watching. Disney Wifey also loves the themes events, provides a great variety to the park-going experience. It says, oh, Disney, I agree with you. What I want you to do, too, in the comments section, or if you have some time here in the chat, what other type of themed events would you like to see? And that's the question I want to leave you with as we sort of wrap up this week's newscast. What kind of themed events, in addition to Star Wars Weekend, Marathon Weekend, ESPN, there's no longer Super Soap, what kind of themed events would you like to see in the parks? If you're sort of Imagineer or your CEO for the day, what would you bring in? Pirates of the Caribbean Weekend, Muppets Weekend, great idea, great time, especially Disney, you see, starting to ramp up the Muppets franchise with so much more. Again, Pirates again, Muppets, Pirates, Rock and Roller Coaster Marathon, a Tron Weekend, says Disney Daddy. You know Disney's obviously, like us, very excited about Tron. Marvel Superheroes, Phineas and Ferb, interesting. Indiana Jones Weekend. What if that attraction is sort of too distant because no real good film has come out in the last few years? Imagineering Weekend. So yeah, there's some great ideas that are flying by in the chat room. Again, I'd love for you to, even if you're in the chat, come by. Let's continue this conversation over on the YouTube channel. You'll find this video posted later on tonight at youtube.com/WDW Radio. A couple of quick reminders. First reminder is more of a thanks. I want to give thanks to everybody who's watching now in the chat room, or if you're watching sort of the time-shifted video. I found out just a couple of days ago, and I am truly humbled and I am honored that WDW Radio was nominated for a podcast award in the Best Travel and the Best Produced category. And that is all because of and thanks to you, and I really do appreciate it. Voting actually began today, December 1st. It continues every day until December 15th. If you can, go and visit podcastawards.com. Click WDW Radio over in Best Produced in the top right and Best Travel in the bottom right. Make sure you include your valid email address because you will get an email that you have to confirm in order for your vote to count. Remember, you can vote once a day, every day until December 15th. And no matter the outcome, I am truly grateful to be nominated, and for all you guys listening and the support and the friendship that you guys continue to extend to me every week. Speaking of which, don't forget, come by and visit WDWRadio.com for the weekly podcast. You can find it there and in iTunes. There's also the blog, the discussion forums, photos, videos. You can order signed copies of my Walt Disney World trivia books, CDs, get a link to Celebrations Magazine, and download the free WDW Radio iPhone app. If you want to continue the discussion even further, you want to be heard on the air, you can call the voicemail toll-free, 888-703-2171. You can also find links on the site, how to connect with me on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, friend feed, everything else. And again, please make sure you subscribe to the WDW Radio channel over in YouTube. I'm Lou Mangello from WDW Radio. Thanks to everybody in the chat room. Thanks to everybody else who's watching on YouTube. Have a great night. See ya.